Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If you are a frequent visitor and you watch my videos frequently, obviously, you might have heard me talking about who reports you, who is probably the reporting source if the police shows up at your house, or FBI, or the security services, or something like that. And that is usually your best friend. I don't want to scare you, but I know this as a matter of fact, from a person who worked in these kind of things a long time ago in the communist Romania. And he told me, you know what? The person who was reporting on you, the person who was talking about you, giving at that times the security information, was your best friend. Why? Because that he knew or she knew the most about you. So they would get you in trouble and you would know. So we have here an article. It seems like the same tactic obviously works nowadays in the free world and in the communist times. And this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, where they show you kind of like the exact thing. You have here a person who is a government employee, it seems like, and she in Ukraine, and she said in private her opinion. She shared her opinion with some friends, and then she got arrested for whatever she said. So, let me show you. Ukrainska Pravda. Court chairman in Cherkasy Oblast considers Russian invasion and I'm quoting, liberation. So this chairman considers Russian invasion a liberation. Now, under the circumstances of martial law and a war, probably you get arrested for such a thing. Or at least not arrested, but you get questioned, if you know what I mean. You get, come and talk to us a little bit, because something is wrong here. We want to verify that you are not really a collaborator or something like this. I understand that one. My point is here, who reported you? So, let's go and see. Ukrainian law enforcers have served a notice of suspicion on Svitlana Fedoret, chairman of the Zvenihorod District Court in Cherkasy Oblast, for justifying Russia's armed aggression against Ukraine. That means maybe justifying, I don't know, maybe she has a different opinion, maybe she has some different evidence. Let's listen to it, right? Now, the source is the State Bureau of Investigation, like FBI, Ukrainian security services, or sources of Ukrainian Pravda in law enforcement agencies. And I'm quoting, the judge, she, has repeatedly justified the temporary occupation of part of Ukraine's territory during personal conversations with colleagues and friends, okay, after Russia's full-scale armed invasion. So she spoke with colleagues, I'm guessing friends as well, not but anyway, telling that, maybe you know what, those guys did this because, I don't know, the Ukrainska tanks were bombing Donetsk and Luhansk, and, those are Ukrainian too, and these guys just took over by a coup in 2014, helped by outside interest, and therefore they're not really legitimate, because not the whole Ukrainians, the whole entire population of Ukraine voted for them, and no, okay. She referred to the occupied territories of Ukraine as liberated, described the occupiers as ours, and recognized the Autonomous Republic of Crimea as part of Russia. Well, it was given by Khrushchev to Ukraine in 1954 from Russia. The official has repeatedly visited temporarily occupied Crimea. In particular, she even celebrated the coming of the 2023 year on the peninsula. Crime? I don't know. But anyway, probably she is, a sympathizer. So therefore, she must be, Kevin Klein over there. She must be, but this is she, I'm guessing right here, or her. The source of the UP specified, Ukrainska Pravda, specified that the person in question was Svitlana Fedoret, head of the The woman interpreted Russia's army's aggression against Ukraine as, and I'm quoting, a reasoned step taken due to strategic importance of Crimea and accused the Ukrainian armed forces of unjustified aggression against civilian Ukrainians in Donbass and Donetsk. That's kind of like just look at the evidence. Discussing, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, or tomorrow FBI is going to knock at my door. Discussing the Russian missile attack on Ukrainian settlements, the judge viewed the Russian missiles hitting civilian buildings as Russia saving expensive precision missiles, which is why they hit civilians, and claimed that in particular Mariupol was targeted by the Ukrainian military and other Russians. Well, she is supposed to defend all that now. She claimed that Ukrainian snipers were shooting people, which they're not, obviously, and the Ukrainian army used the population as human shield, which Red Cross did not find, not letting them out of the city, throwing them out of their own apartments, and allegedly throwing grenades in the basements for speaking Russian. Oh my! The official has denied Russia's abducting and taking children from the temporarily occupied territory of Ukraine, etc. The judge is suspected of justifying the Russian armed aggression against Ukraine, which began in 2014. Okay, with a coup organized by people from outside Ukraine, with people which are called traitors by any country that cooperate with outside forces and interests to overthrow a legitimate, democratically elected government, and for reconsidering the occupation of part of the territory of Ukraine as lawful, committed by an official. All right, in private conversation, I have to say it, right? Well, the penalty stipulates imprisonment for up to 8 years with confiscation of property. All right, so I'm not going to go by the further because, all right, the defendant planned to resign and move to Crimea, but at the same time wanted to receive a lifetime pension from the Ukrainian Treasury. No, it's not Ukrainian Treasury, it's American Treasury if you look deeper into the issue. Now, I'm not here to justify her rant or whomever she roots for or whatever she thinks based on evidence or imagination that is the good people and who are the bad people, because they're both good and bad, both sides. But anyway, it's just a quantity. The problem here is that she's an official over there, and in her private conversations, she said things that she should not say. I wonder if she's allowed to think them. And if she's allowed to think them, what are they going to do about it? Or maybe she's not allowed to think them. She's allowed to think them, but not allowed to speak them? Is that how it is? Anyway, my friends, if there's a law, if that's the way it's, the society functions over there, there's their business. My point is this. Those people reported her. You might say, well, why did they report her? Why did they report her? To harm her, correct? Not because I think she was a threat. Do you think she was a threat? Could be. Any evidence that she was a threat? No, she just sympathized with the enemy, which obviously would be angering and so on. But I don't think it would be that angering with other people overthrowing a government that now you are on that side. And I understand that Zelensky and this clique of guys in charge of Ukraine right now are not the ones who overthrew the government in 2014, but these are the heirs of those guys. So they would not have probably gotten here without that incident occurring. And remember, Zelensky was not elected by the people that now he tries to liberate. That's another stupidity. We want to come and liberate you, and the guys are like, no, push back, pull back. We don't want to be liberated by you. Yeah, we're going to liberate Crimea. Crimea doesn't want to be liberated by you. Oh, yeah, we're going to liberate Donbass. You were shelling Donbass. They were defending Donbass from you. What are you talking about? And in the meantime, you didn't implement Minsk Agreement 1 or 2. So, including Zelensky. So that is kind of like, if your country signed a little contract, a contract is a contract, remember? So again, I'm not justifying her things, whatever. My point is, remember, your best friends are snitching on you. Always. When they have a chance. When they get cornered. Or when you say certain things that they considered you should not say. I worked with certain kind of situations where you have the same thing. People reporting on other people being the reporting source. And you would talk with the person and say, oh, I know who reported me. That's the reporting source. No, that's the reporting source. And you're thinking, man, if you knew. If you knew. And it was the loved one or the friend, the best friend, and they were thinking, oh, I know it's a neighbor, that I shouldn't have said that. Oh, no, it was not. And you will look at, you couldn't, confirm and deny. If they would say, hey, isn't true it was Gigi? Well, I can confirm, I can deny, I can't, But on the other hand, you were like, Jesus Christ. And for me, it was just a confirmation, many, many times confirmation of what I've been told a long time ago about, your best friend is reporting you. But they were reporting you over there, not because they were trying to harm you, but because the security was coming to blackmail them. You either cooperate with us or you go to prison because, we found out that, I don't know, you didn't pay $3 and or you did something and we're going to create problems for you. Or things like this. It was a little blackmail. Not the case here, but I'm pretty sure that works here as well. Not like... So, yeah. Don't say anything over there. Just think it if you want to think it. And it gets here as well. Because if you go to the office and you say certain things, you definitely get or out. Because you live in a free world. Now, obviously, Ukraine is not America, the land of the free. Correct? Correct. Go to the office and say, I think that affirmative action was the right thing to do. And see how long you'll be working over there. Unless it's your company. And you work for a private company that wants to make a profit and doesn't give up about these guys, BS. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.